everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Melissa and this is a Geeky Life Savings. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my budget, and I am currently using the tool called YNAB, which is You Need a Budget, and I have a bunch of category groups and categories set up in the tool, and we're going to go through an entire category breakdown of how I'm going to be budgeting my money in the tool. We are then going to get into a budget with me session, which will be the first one on this channel. We are going to be budgeting my last paycheck of January along with a $200 rebate check. So grab a drink, grab a snack, sit back, relax, and let's start budgeting in YNAB. Okay, so we are now in the YNAB tool here in my budget. On the side here, you can see all of my accounts. I have one checking account, one savings account, my credit card, which is my MasterCard. I then also have my line of credit, and then I have a bunch of loans here. This obviously is the situation we are in. I mentioned I am currently trying to pay off just over $64,000 worth of debt. Whoops. If you want a full breakdown and history of this debt situation, then please go watch my debt confession video, which is my previous video, and it was the first video on my channel, as I mentioned earlier. So please go check that out, and then you can come back here and you can watch me pay this debt off and embark on the journey of doing so. I'm in a no spend challenge for the months of January and February, and I have written down a couple exceptions to my challenge ahead of time, and I have been sticking to my exceptions so far. I'm doing really well in the challenge, and we're almost at the end of the month, so I'm pretty proud of myself because I've never done it before. Now, one thing you may notice, especially if you are someone that uses YNAB, you may notice my YNAB may look a little different, and that's because I have the YNAB Toolkit extension installed into my browser. So it gives me a lot of additional features and allows me to configure it the way I like it. I wanted to mainly get the tool because I really wanted a target column, because it's really hard to see your targets once you start funding things. So I really like having a separate target column so I don't have to click on each category and then try to find it in the sidebar, because it does appear when you click on a category, but you have to kind of search for it. So this just makes it a lot easier. And I also have, say, like the total monthly targets, which is also a feature of the toolkit, and there's a few different actions that I have, and I also have some configuration stuff for my actual accounts here when I'm managing my transactions. Yeah, so let's get into the category groups, which is the main part of this video other than the budget with me session. The first thing you're probably going to notice is that my category group names are not traditional in any sense, and I just wanted to have some fun with the tool and make it my own. If you're a nerd, you'll probably know where these quotes are from, but if you don't, well, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and these are Star Wars quotes. As we go through this, if you know any of these quotes or you resonate with them, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what your favorite Star Wars quote is, because I would love to hear. So we have, do or do not, there is no try. Always in motion is the future. It's a trap. I want to go home and rethink my life. This is where the fun begins. Somebody has to save our skins, and your focus determines your reality. And then we have the boring one for paying my credit cards, but I don't think this is very boring because I find this very exciting. I love YNAB's credit card payment feature because it's going to teach me how to pay my credit cards down in full. So the main focus of that feature is exciting to me. So we'll start at the top, and as I said, the first one is do or do not, there is no try, but it is my bills category. So let's break down this bills category. First up in the bills category is obviously my rent. I have something a little different than most people. That is because I've decided to use a service that my building is now providing that lets me split my rent payments. I personally didn't want to do this, but I wanted to try to help with my finances for a little bit and just be able to split the payments. Once I get a full month ahead, which is a main goal for YNABers, is to get a month ahead, then I will go back to paying on the 1st. But right now I pay on the 1st, I pay the first half, and then on the second half I pay on the 15th, or I can actually edit this date and pay it when is most convenient for me. The other cool thing with the service is you do build your credit score as you're paying through the service, which I think is kind of cool. However, there is a monthly fee to the service, so that kind of sucks, and that's why I would like to switch back and pay directly to my building and do it on the 1st. One thing you'll probably see is I don't have a target right now. That's because my rent increases in February. The problem with my rent increase right now is they're trying to increase my rent by 5.5%, which is actually more than the maximum that they technically can do. Usually they can do 2.5 and there's no problem, but if you want to do an increase more than 2.5, then you have to get approval from the landlord tenant board, and that can take a while. So I went to my landlord earlier this month and I asked them, hey, my rent's about to increase, but did you guys actually get approval from the landlord tenant board? And they said, no, we haven't had our hearing yet, and it might not be for another few months. The board is currently backed up. And I was like, okay, well, I do not approve of the 5.5% increase, which is, I can do that. They told me, okay, that's fine. We will put you at the 2.5 increase. And then if the board approves the increase to the 5.5, then we will send you an invoice and you will have to pay the difference for the months that you were not paying the 5.5 when you were supposed to. So I agreed to that. Basically, my goal is I'm going to still be funding this category as if I got the 5.5 increase, and when they send me an invoice, if they get approval from the board, then I will already have that money ready to go to pay it. But if I skip over to February, I have set the target for February, so we need $1,444.84. This is the 5.5 increase plus the monthly payment to use the rental service that I'm using to split my rent. The next thing I have that comes out on the 1st of each month is my renter's insurance. This is $31.23. I then have my bank fees here, which I hate that I have to pay bank fees, but it is what it is. But I paid $25.38. This is actually a little higher than it's supposed to be. I have an additional payment that comes out for some sort of insurance policy on it, but I actually don't need that anymore after talking about it with a bank teller at the branch. So I need to phone the number he gave me and cancel that insurance payment, and then I will go back down to only paying like $16 or $17 every month. So I gotta do that. So that's on my list of to-dos. Next is utilities. Now, utilities is one of those categories that they consider a variable expense, which means the expense changes from month to month. So it's a little harder to budget for. But I am budgeting $100 a month to go towards my utilities. This is on the higher side of my utilities, so I'm hoping that this will be okay moving forward. So far, I have done okay for this month. I actually only spent $91.83 this month, so far the category target is fine. Next up is my cell phone bill. This is $122.40 a month. Then the internet bill is $135.60 per month. Now, all three of these bills are manual for me. I manually go in and pay them, and I purposely pay them all at the same time because then I remember that I need to pay them. I have the 15th here, but it's kind of a tentative date. Once I get all three of these, then I go into my bank app and I pay all three bills. Next up on the list is my car insurance for my car Vader. I only pay $166.38 per month. So that is my bills category. Let's go into the next one. So the next one, which is always in motion, is the future. This is my subscriptions category. So we have quite a few subscriptions here, and I will try to run through these. I do Weight Watchers for my nutrition, and I've been on Weight Watchers for like 2 years now, and I plan to do a lot of Weight Watchers content on this channel as well because it is one of the healthy habits I've built, and I really like that habit. Now, this one currently right now is $16.95 per month. But what they do is they always do like yearly promotions, and I'm on one of those yearly promotions. And then when the yearly promotion ends, I cancel my subscription and then I re-sign up under a new promotion because they always have promotions going on. They have one right now even for January. So I think this is coming up soon. I want to say it's in April, but I could be wrong on that. Once I know, then I will put that here to remind myself that the promotion ends in that month. But for now, it's $16.95. Next up is Spotify. This comes out on the 7th each month. I don't have a target for it right now, but I was paying $14.34. But the reason I don't have a target set up is because my partner and I decided to sign up for Spotify Duo because we both use Spotify very heavily and have our own premium accounts, and it just didn't make sense to be paying more money for two separate accounts. So next month, I think it's going to be $17.89. It will start coming out on the 7th of February. We'll see. This might have to be adjusted, but I don't see it being a ton more, so I will be able to fund that and change it if needed. Next up is Netflix. That comes out on the 15th of each month. This is $32.75. And then we have Disney Plus. That comes out on the 19th. This is $27.10. One thing to note here, these amounts do look a little larger than it is usually, and that's because my mom shares the accounts with us. I pay to have her as an extra member under the accounts. So she pays me $30 a month for being able to use these subscriptions. So they are a little high, but I do get money for these subscriptions. So OneDrive is on the 19th. And this is basically my cloud storage for my phone and my computer, and I pay $9.04 a month for that. Okay, so now we're gonna get into some of my yearly subscriptions. The first one here is Tapo, which comes out on January 11th. I had to pay this subscription in full this month because I didn't budget for this. This is why I'm using YNAB. I want to be able to budget for things over the course of the year so I don't have to scramble to pay big charges that I didn't plan for. So Tapo for the entire year is $99.43, but starting next month we will budget for it each month and it will be $8.29. And if you're wondering what Tapo is, it's just a camera system that we have in our apartment. I have 2 of these cameras and they're used to watch our cats when we're not around, or it is also there for security purposes in case someone were to break into our apartment. I've never had that happen in the time I've lived in this apartment, knock on wood, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So we have a couple cameras there. Next up is YNAB. I have yet to pay for YNAB yet because I'm currently on the 34-day trial and I've been really loving YNAB, so I'm planning to buy the yearly subscription. Plus I want to do that because the cost is in USD and I'm Canadian, so the exchange rate kind of sucks right now, and I'd rather pay the full price now and not have to deal with the exchange rate every month. To pay for YNAB, it looks like it's going to cost me about $160 Canadian for the subscription. I don't know if this includes taxes already or not, so I guess we'll find out on February 4th, but I am trying to put some money aside for it, which this will be no issue. I'm going to fund this. I have to fund it because I don't get another paycheck until the 7th, I think it is, so we need to fund this. Next up is CAA. I currently don't have roadside assistance for my Carvator. I get nervous at the thought of that because if I were on the highway on a long trip somewhere, like say I'm going to a concert with my partner. A lot of the concerts we go to are about 2.5 hours away. His family lives 6 hours away, so we need to make sure that the car has a roadside assistance in case something were to happen. So I'm planning to get roadside assistance in April, and I want to get the yearly subscription, which is $160. Once again, I don't know if this includes taxes or not, so it might be a bit more than this, but that's okay. I just want to get it for my peace of mind. I also want to get this because I do want to see if I can get my home and auto insurance lowered. I don't know if they will get it any lower than what I have right now, because I have reached out to CAA in the past for rates and they were kind of mid-tier on the list. But if I am a CAA member, you can get discounts on your car and home insurance. So we will see when the time comes if I can get my other insurance lowered. So that's that one. We're gonna start funding $40 a month to hopefully pay for that in April. Next up is my Nintendo subscription. This comes out on November 11th of each year and it's $6.58 per month. And then I have my PlayStation subscription, which comes out on December 24th of each year and it is $8.95 per month. And that is all of my subscriptions, quite a few, but I share a lot of these with, as I said, my parents and my partner, so not a huge deal there. The next section in the list, it's a trap. This is my debt snowball category, and this is the main reason we are budgeting. This is not a fun section for me. As you can see, I'm putting a lot of money towards this each month. It's $1,675.02 each month. It is insane. The first one is my student loan. This is $95.31 per month. This debt is going to be paid off at the end of March. Super exciting. I'm really excited to finally have this one done, but yeah, it's $95.31. The next one is my litter robot. We got a 1-year payment plan on it and we are still paying it off. That one is $107.30. We will have it paid off by September, but because this one's finishing in March, I'm going to debt snowball it and put that this minimum payment towards this one, and hopefully we can get it paid off a lot sooner. The next one is my car loan for Vader. I pay $533.06 each month, and it's a little up there, but I love my car. Next up is the consolidation loan. So this is a bi-weekly payment, and I will say I'm not a huge fan that YNAB doesn't let you do bi-weekly payments. They let you do weekly payments, but I decided to take my bi-weekly payments, which is 26 payments in a year. I then times that by the amount that I pay each time and then divided that by 12. So this is the monthly payment and it is $939.35. However, as you can see, like say this month, I didn't actually pay all of this because I only made 2 payments of $433.54. However, if I'm budgeting, I will be able to cover the months where I have to make 3 payments. That's my consolidation loan. This is the biggest loan out of the bunch. This is the big one. So we're gonna be trying to tackle that this year. I do also have a section here for any credit card or line of credit interest that I have to pay. I had to pay a whopping amount of $453.44 for my credit card this month. I think that is left over from me paying the credit card off in full, because when I took out the consolidation loan this month, and then it's just kind of remaining interest that had built up before I made that payment on the card. Basically, the same situation kind of happened with the line of credit. I have $120.37 currently that I have to pay in interest for my line of credit. So we're going to try to cover this shortly. Okay, so that's the It's a Trap category. It's not a fun category. That's why there's a skull there, and it's called It's a Trap, because any debt is a trap. It's not good. That is what I've learned. So I think that that quote is very relevant, and I'm sure you know that quote if you know Star Wars. The next category is I want to go home and rethink my life. This is my monthly living category. I am budgeting $705.25 a month. So we have groceries. I am putting $400 towards this every month. This is my half of groceries. A lot of these, my partner and I are splitting the costs. So just keep that in mind. That's why we have this category down here, which we'll get to in a second, but I'm doing $400 here. Also, I buy groceries like every 2 weeks. So every paycheck I go out and my partner and I, we go and buy groceries. So I don't buy weekly. It's very rare that I'll go to the grocery store in between the main shopping trips. I usually just make do with what I got. And also groceries includes any household consumables or toiletries. I count those all into this grocery budget. That's kind of how I've always done it. I don't want to have split transactions for those kinds of items. It's all in here. And if I find I'm going over all the time because of those items, then I will split them out. Cats. Okay, so as I mentioned in my previous video, my partner and I, we have 5 cats all together. That's a lot of cats when you think about it. But the plan here is to fund $150 each month towards the cats, and if we don't use all the money for the cats, then I will put it in their sinking fund, so if there's an emergency with any of them, we have money. So that's basically the goal for that one. And this basically includes any cat food, cat litter, their toys, their water fountain filters, just kind of anything that they need to live. Gas. I need to fill Vader with gas, and I fill him on average every 2 weeks. So when I get paid, I usually fill him. Unless we have to go and travel somewhere, then I have to fill him again. Basically what I've done here is I'm putting $120 towards gas each month. This basically will fund my car 3 times when my partner and I are splitting it. I also have to put premium gas in Vader. He's quite the car, but it's worth it. It just sucks that I have to pay premium gas, which is usually like 30 cents more. That's the gas category. Then I have parking here if I need to park Vader anywhere. So this includes if we have to go downtown, which going downtown where we live is actually very cheap to park. It's only a few dollars. So that's pretty good. Yeah, we don't have to really pay a lot of money for parking here. The parking is more for when I have to go to a concert, because usually when we go to a concert, I'm paying anywhere from $20 to $30 to park for the few hours while we're at the concert. So I definitely want to build up a little bit here for parking, but I'm putting $10 a month towards it. Laundry, $25.25, so $25 to fill the card, and then 25-cent fee is applied on top of that, so that's why it's $25.25 instead of just $25. Splitting. Okay, so this one is basically just a reimbursements category. You could have it anywhere in your categories, but I have it here because I mainly split my monthly living costs with my partner. So we basically will go to the grocery store and I will pay for the groceries, and then in YNAB I will split the transaction. Half of it will go to my groceries budget and then half of it will go to the splitting category, and then I know how much money my partner owes me, and then he just sends me an e-transfer and I assign that inflow to the splitting category, and it clears out the overspending that will show up here if I have to split a payment. And that way I can accurately budget my own half and make sure I'm on track. And so that is the monthly living category, or I want to go home and rethink my life category. Okay, so the next category in my budget is my fun spending category, which is the category here. This is where the fun begins. I'm budgeting about $550 a month for this, and we have all of these different categories. So we have eating out, $150 per month. Hopefully my partner and I are going to be splitting this, so it won't be this bad, but we do spend a lot of money on takeout, which is why this target's snoozed and we're doing a no spend challenge. I do not want to eat out for the next 2 months because we need to save money. So we are not eating out, but this is what I'm going to be targeting. I don't know. We're probably going to overspend in this category, guys. Like, I have a hard time. When I have a bad day at work, some days I just want to order food and make myself happy with food. So I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm going to try $150 if I'm going to be splitting it with my partner. Epicure. I like to buy Epicure stuff, which is kind of like meal plans, but they're not. They're like these seasoning packets, and each seasoning packet is like a different meal that you can make out of it, and they usually will put like a recipe on the back of the packet, and they bold the ingredients that you need to buy. So I'll pick out a few of these before we do grocery shopping, and I'll write down all the ingredients that we need for those, and then we'll buy them when we're out grocery shopping. But yeah, I usually buy Epicure every few months, and I'm way overdue for some Epicure. We are currently out of like all our favorites, so even though I'm in a no spend challenge, I'm trying to save up money for this one. So I have about $150 for March, so I can put in an order of Epicure stuff. Concerts. I have a separate category for concerts. I didn't have this at first. I just thought that I would just put it in the entertainment bucket, but I kind of want to have them separate because Darcy and I, like, we love going to concerts. Like, that is how we met. Like, that's what we like to do together. I didn't want to have it inside the entertainment category in case we want to do something else that's outside of going to a concert. So I'm going to be putting $50 towards this. Even though I'm in a no spend challenge, I am currently saving for this because we do have a concert that we're going to at the beginning of March. We've already paid for those tickets, but I do want to have some money put aside if I want to buy a shirt or something for one of the bands that I'm excited to see, or maybe we can use this for gas money, or maybe we can use it if we need to grab a quick bite to eat, because we usually do that. I just want to have some spending money there for the concert in March. So I'm saving ahead of time, which is not something I would normally do. Entertainment, $50 each month. So this is like going to the movies or going out somewhere with friends or something, but whatever the case may be, $50. Starbucks. I do not drink coffee, first off, okay? This is because my partner got me into drinking iced chai lattes, and we make a iced chai latte run once a week, and we always go back and forth on paying for Starbucks. I will admit, we don't do it every week, but I feel like it needs to be in the budget because Starbucks ain't cheap. So I have $30 here because the grande iced chai lattes that we usually get comes out to like $15. So I have $30 here for our iced chai lattes, but I'm not funding it right now because we're in no spend challenge. Booze, $30. I'm not a huge drinker. I don't know if I'll fund this every month, but I know during the summer I do drink a bit more with friends and family for events and stuff, and we drink during Christmas and whatnot. I do think it's necessary to have this because we'll just randomly go out and buy booze for something because something came up and we need to go and hang out with people. So a $30 budget here. All right, next category is video games. Now, your girl needs to have a video games category because this wouldn't be Geeky Life Savings if there wasn't a video games category. So it is only $30, and that's because I don't buy video games as often anymore. I just play what I play the games I have. And honestly, I don't finish a lot of the games that I own, and I really need to start doing that. So I think this year we're not going to buy so many video games, and we're just going to play the video games we have. But just in case, we're going to put $30 aside. I am currently snoozing this because I don't want to put money towards it because we're not buying video games anytime soon. Clothing, only $30. I don't go clothes shopping a lot. If I do, it's usually I pick something up at Costco that I see that it looks cute, and it's usually like something I can wear at work. Yeah, I don't really need clothes right now. That's why it's snooze. It's part of my no spend challenge. Beauty. Okay, so this category includes any makeup, press-on nails, or my expensive hair care products. So those three things. I don't wear a ton of makeup. I'm not really a big makeup girly. I just wear the same few things every day. I'm very basic. This is not so much, I think, for makeup. However, makeup kind of is pricey when I have to refill it. My hair care products is probably more. I buy expensive hair care products quite frequently. Also press-ons. I've been trying not to buy as many press-on nails lately because I have so many. So I'm trying to use up what I have, but I do need to refill certain things like nail glue, or I need to refill like my cuticle remover solution and stuff like that. $30, and you'll probably notice I haven't snoozed this category for this month, and that's because I want to save up money for March to kind of restock on some makeup. And then finally, I have an oh shit category. This oh shit one is just anything that comes up unexpected that would belong in the fun category. I put like a pretty big buffer here too. It's $100. Honestly though, it's kind of a catch-all category. So the next category is somebody has to save our skins, which this is a quote that Leia says in A New Hope. And I want to start putting $320 a month towards savings. Now, these are basically sinking funds, and I didn't want to just have a generalized emergency fund category because a lot of videos I've watched on emergency funds, people question it and go, okay, well, what exactly do you consider an emergency fund for? I started thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I can have a generalized emergency fund category because then I'll just spend it. I decided to really think about it and think about the things that I want to put money towards for savings in case something happens. So the first one here is car maintenance. Car maintenance includes oil changes. This includes getting new wipers or other cleaning supplies for my car, or this may include bigger ones like new tires, brake jobs. Maybe something happens to my car that's unexpected and I have to pay for it. So I'm going to try to put $50 a month towards that. I did have to refill my car wash card, so car wash is also included under this. I get 7 car washes for $70.57. And then the next category is my vet visit fund for the cats. I have never previously have planned for vet visits, and they have wiped my bank account clean in the past. I've had to pay thousands of dollars in the past for one of my cats, and it was not fun. So I really want a vet fund. Right now, my partner and I have 5 cats. Like, the chances is way higher for something to happen with 5 cats. Even though they are all healthy right now, you never know what can happen with the cats. So $50 a month will be going towards this, and that's addition to any money left over in their monthly living category. Medical. I'm Canadian, so I actually don't have to pay for healthcare, but there are a few things that we have to pay for, and one of those is dental. So my insurance through my work doesn't fully cover all of my dental, so I need to maybe put money away for that. I also have to pay the remaining for prescriptions as well because my insurance doesn't fully cover it. I just want to have this here in case I wipe out my healthcare spending account. So I have one of those through my work, and we can allot up to $500 between either that healthcare spending account or our wellness spending account. If it's wiped clean, then it's wiped clean, and then I have to pull from this. So I really want to put some money in here. So $50 for that. Gifts, $20 a month. This is just for generalized gifts. This can include birthday birthdays, it can include Mother's Day, Father's Day, maybe my partner and I's anniversary, things like that. I'm just going to be putting $20 aside each month. This is not a huge amount. I would have loved to put this up to $50 as well, but I think $20 will do for now. I don't have a lot of people I need to buy presents for throughout the year. Christmas. This one, let me tell you, I should have been doing this for years, and I didn't. And I always was so frustrated around Christmas time because I would have to use my last couple of paychecks before Christmas and buy a bunch of Christmas presents, and it would hurt me financially. And I think that's how some of my debt happened, is trying to survive the Christmas break because there's so many things I need to pay for. I decided I'm going to be putting $50 aside each month towards Christmas. That will make sure I have $600 by the time Christmas rolls around. So this is the hard part. I'm going on a vacation in March, and I have some last minute expenses that I have to pay for before I go on my vacation. This is something I have not budgeted for, obviously. It's incredibly annoying how much money this has been. So my partner and I are really kicking ourselves for not budgeting for this vacation. But where we're making do, I was able to get some of our vacation expenses reimbursed through my wellness spending account through work. But we are still hurting. I'm currently $333.76 overspent in this category right now. But I kind of have accepted the fact that I am going to be dealing with a little bit of credit card float from this vacation, and I'm going to have to deal with it when I get back. But moving forward, I want to put $50 per month towards vacations. The next one in the list is the Life Happens category. This is basically the generalized emergency fund category, but I wanted to call it something else, so I put Life Happens, and I think I would want this to be for job loss if I were to ever lose my job. So I want to put $50 towards that, and I think that will do me for a while. And $320 is I think a decent amount to put towards savings, but I think the goal would be to, at the very least, get this up to $1,000 worth across these accounts, and then we can work with that until some of my debt is paid off, and then we can start funding this more. But I think the main one I'd want to fund every month is Christmas, because I don't want to get into this situation like I have every year and deal with Christmas presents and not have money for it. And I think I would also fund car maintenance continually, and then that's probably fine. And then vet visit would get funded probably from leftover amounts from my cat's monthly fund. I think that's the gist of this one. I want to start putting the savings together because I really need to. This category, your focus determines your reality, which is my personal favorite Star Wars quote, and that's why it's at the bottom of this list, because this is my goals category. Obviously, if you're using YNAB, the goal is to get at least 1 month ahead, and that gives you a buffer in case anything were to happen. This also gets you off paycheck to paycheck, which would be incredibly nice. So I want to get $5,800 put aside to get a month ahead, because that's kind of what my total monthly target is. Actually, I don't think that one's correct, but that's okay. It'll even itself out as I keep rolling along here. But I want to at least get $5,800. Maybe $6,000. $6,000 would probably be better. The one that I am currently focusing on is my vacation that my partner and I are going on with my parents. I am going on a cruise and also doing a day and a half at Walt Disney World, and we're doing that at the beginning of March. And as I said, we didn't really budget for it, so I have a lot to catch up on. We have $1,100 just only this month we need to save up for. I need to save up at least $2,300, and that would cover all of our cash flow that I need to take out and use for expenses for the trip and also for spending cash. We're getting there. We only need $250 more for this month, which actually this is technically actually only $50 for this month, which is nice, but I'm going to be funding more than that because the sooner I pay off this goal, the better. And then we can focus on maybe paying off some of the credit card float that is associated to this vacation. So the next category on this list is a cat feeder. My partner and I, we had a cat feeder and the motor died in it during Christmas, which was very unfortunate. So we need a cat feeder for when we go off on our vacation in March. So we're currently saving for one of those. My half, I just need $43. So I'm currently saving for that, and that's like pretty easy to fund, so I'm probably just gonna fund that. The next one that I'm really wanting, this is something I've been wanting for the last like 2 years, is a cold air intake for my car. I want one so bad, but I need about $800 for this. So I don't have like it set as like have this amount of money by this date, because I don't like when you jump months, it like changes the amount you need. So I just kind of put a rough target of what I need each month. I know it's not something I need, and I know I probably shouldn't be getting it because I have a lot of debt to pay off, but it's something that I really, really want, and I've been wanting it for 2 years now. And the goal is to have this funded for May, which is my 3 paycheck month. If I get all the money, but even before then my 3 paycheck month could go towards my debt. I'm at least trying to cash flow it, and that's the important thing, because you know what? A year ago, I was going to just put it on the credit card and then deal with it later, which we don't want to do anymore. So I'm at least trying to save up for it. The next ones, these are long off goals. I need to get through these top ones first, ideally, and then these last few are ones that I need to save up for in the future. But my partner and I need some furniture for our living room, the office here, and in the bedroom, and we need about $1,000 probably for that. So although I shouldn't be saving for this, I probably want to, and my partner would be helping with that. That's the idea there. Same with this new floors category. We want to replace the floors in our hallway and kitchen. We do rent our unit, but I have tried to ask my landlord to get me new flooring, so I'm gonna take it upon myself to do the flooring, because I do plan on being here for quite some time until I save up enough money for a down payment on a house. My last category is called Chewy We're Home, and basically this is for a down payment on a house. I don't have like a hard goal because it kind of screws with like the target here, so I just want to start putting $50 a paycheck, $100 a paycheck, you know what I mean? But I don't know if I'll be able to start it until I get through these first few. The goal of this goals category is to try to put $200 to $300 each month towards this, and that's the goals category. And the last category is the credit card payments, which this is a category they add automatically. You're probably noticing I have some pretty crazy numbers here, and that's just me getting my consolidation loan at the beginning of the month and paying both of these accounts off completely and moving that over to the personal loan. So this looks a little strange right now, but it will fare out next month. So as you can see, those are all my categories. We can take like a full look through here and see all of the categories all in one go. Quite a lot of categories. If I select all the categories and we cancel out these, right now I have 52 categories. Not the worst. I've seen worse on some people's budget overviews, so I think mine's okay. So that concludes all of my category groups in YNAB. I think now we can start budgeting the money I have in Ready to Assign. Let's start the budget with me portion. So for my budgeting portion to assign all my money. I'm going to expand all of these categories so we can have a full view of everything. As I mentioned earlier, we have my last paycheck of January, and then we got a $200 check from the government for a rebate for monthly living costs, but we have all of that to fund towards our categories. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I deposited that government check to my savings account to account for this category here for the cruise and Disney cash. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to fully fund the target. So I'm actually going to assign 250. So now we've hit that target, and then I will move the $50 afterwards into my savings account, but I've already have the other 200 in the savings account. Now I think what we will do is, I know a lot of people handle their overspent categories first, which we can try to do, but as I said, I kind of understand that I'm dealing with some credit card float due to my vacation that's upcoming, so we'll see what we can do here. One thing here is I'm going to click underfunded here, and that will fix that. And then these two here, I'm probably not going to touch at the moment. We'll come back to that. What I'm going to do next, I'm just gonna go through here, and I need to fund the rest of my car loan payment. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna select that and click underfunded for the car payment. I wanna fund the YNAB one because I have to pay for that on February 4th. How much do I have left on it though? I need to pay another $80. Okay, so I might have to go into February and fund the rest of it. I do want to fund this, but I think I'm going to come back to this one and see what else we need. I know we're going to be doing groceries tomorrow, so I'm going to click the underfunded for that one and assign the rest of our grocery money. And then I don't think we need anything for the cats, but I think I'm just gonna fund the rest of it. Yeah, let's do that. I can move that around after. Gas money, I'm gonna fund that as well. Make sure we are topped up for those. I don't have to park anywhere this month, so I may skip out on that. Before I start funding categories down this way, I'm going to skip to February, and I do need to fund part of the rent. Now my partner is going to fund, he usually sends me $450 towards bills, and he gets a paycheck next week. So I need to fund $322.42 for it. Okay. And 42 cents. Okay, and then I need to fund my renter's insurance and my bank fees, and I need to fund Weight Watchers. So we're gonna fund those. These other ones can be from my next paycheck. Spotify, I might fund this because it comes out on the day I get paid next. But I think I might fund it early just in case. We need to fund the rest of YNAB, and then the rest of this stuff comes out after I get paid next, and then the rest of this stuff I would fund with my next paycheck. I'm gonna see what I have left over for this, so I'm gonna come back. Okay, so now I have $838.37 still, so I'm gonna fund CAA and make sure we can pay that. And then I'm gonna fund the Epicure, the concerts, and the beauty because I know I need those. So we have those all done. And then I want to fund, actually before I do those, actually I need to do this one. So I'm gonna do this because I have to fund that because we need to get our cat feeder. I'm going to do some of these ones. So I want to do Christmas. I want to do Life Happens. I want to do vet visits. I guess we could probably do gifts. That's 170. Okay. I want to add more here. So I'm going to do plus 50 here. And then I want to do plus 50 here. I'm not going to do the vacation one because that's just going to go in my other one. So we have $437.62 left. Okay, okay. So we'll fund this guy. Perfect. I really want that. $342. Okay, so maybe we fund the interest payment here. Because I know that should probably be paid. I can't fund this. I mean, I could, but I'd rather put the money towards things for next month. Yeah, okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I am gonna start funding into the next month because I really need to put money towards the vacation still. I just want to double check that there's nothing else that I need to fund. Maybe I should fund maybe some of these other bills. No, I think I'm gonna put the money towards the cruise because the sooner I get ahead, the better. So I'm going to put 200 more. So we only need 950 left. And actually, technically, my partner has $100 from his tip outs, and he's trying to put his tip outs towards the vacation. So we'll do that, and then we can fund the rest of the cat feeder because I want to get that done because we need to purchase that. And then I have 75 cents left. I might just put it towards the rent. Like, why not? I'm just gonna put it. Undo. I forgot. Oops. Plus. There we go. There we go. Okay, I think that's everything. I know I have that overspent category, but I have taken that as an exception because I need to fund this. This is like my priority right now. I know it shouldn't be a priority, but it is. So that's the situation there. I need to fund this. So sadly this is taking a hit for now, and it is what it is. I think we're in good shape. We're in good shape. We were able to fund everything we needed to fund. Everything's green. Everything is looking green except for parking, but honestly I might just snooze this. I'm gonna snooze it for now, and then if I need parking, then I can unsnooze it and pull money from, say, like my oh shit category or something. I don't really think I'm gonna have to pay for parking. Yeah, everything's green except for this, but this is kind of something I understood. Look at this, like, oh my god, there's so much green. So much green. I'm gonna snooze these because I'm not gonna be fun. Can you not snooze multiple categories? So like, oh, no, that's not it. Okay, well, I guess I'll snooze them one at a time. I just don't want them to show up as yellow. I'm starting to see why people snooze things because the yellow is kind of annoying. Especially when you like are happy to see all this green. Yeah, like look at this. This is beautiful. I even was able to pay the interest payment on my line of credit, which is great. This is amazing. Honestly, I'm actually so proud of myself right now. We even went in and funded things for the next month. Okay, so I know that was a lot, But that does bring us to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed this category breakdown and budget with me session. I absolutely love watching these kinds of videos, and I'm hoping you found something useful through this. So if you have any suggestions, or you want to tell me what you liked and didn't like, let me know. Leave me a comment down below. Also, like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. It would help me so much. And hopefully the next video won't be so long moving forward. I think I've given a lot of information in my last 2 videos, and from here on out I think we will move forward with shorter budget with me videos, and we'll probably do some Weight Watchers content. I'm going grocery shopping tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can maybe do a grocery haul and show you guys what I buy for when I'm on Weight Watchers and in weight loss mode on the program. And also I will tie that in with the budget and show you guys how much I'm spending on all of these things. And if you're Canadian, maybe that'll really help. Alright, I think that is everything. So let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a good one.